All right, so this is the most common question I'm gonna get asked from clients. It's either timeline or it's pricing. So let me do my best to very quickly give you an idea of what painting costs, especially here in Metro Detroit in the 2025-2026 market. So in order to get a firm price, you will need to book an estimate with us where we're gonna come in person, measure your space, talk to you, figure out your expectations, and you'll get a firm price that day through email. But if you're just looking for an idea, we have multiple options here for you. You can either head to our website where we have pricing for interior projects by the room, generally laid out. And we're also working on getting estimate calculators on our website so that you can have an idea to input your information for interior or exterior painting. And my favorite way is if you contact us and send us photos and general dimensions of your space, we're gonna be able to do an on-the-phone consult where we can give you a ballpark range based on what we're talking about. And hey, even in this video, if you just wanna have a flat idea of what something costs, let's just talk about the standard 12 by 12 bedroom. Right now, we're in about a 20 by 12 bedroom, but your standard bedroom that are in, whether it's a giant home in Northville or a small ranch in Royal Oak, a 12 by 12 bedroom is standard. You're looking at roughly $700 to $600 to paint the walls, about $100 to $200 in order to add on the ceiling, about $200 to $300 to add on the trim, and then additional $100 to $200 per closet, along with about $100 per door. So all in for one bedroom, if you wanted to give it a full makeover, you could spend anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500. The project we're on right now is about a 3,500 square foot home, and we're painting the walls top to bottom. This project's maxing out at right about 19 grand. So you're probably shocked by this pricing, and I don't blame you because sometimes I'm shocked when I tell it too. But the numbers don't lie. So what you need to do as a responsible homeowner is when you meet with your paint salesman or your painter, you need to make sure they understand your expectations so they can give you the right price and the right scope, because you don't want them to oversell you and charge you more, but you also don't want them to underperform, underdeliver, and leave you with buy remorse. All right, as a wise man once said, shout out to Aaron Harshaw, cost and calendar are two of the most important things clients want to know. So let's talk about the calendar. Average turnaround times for, let's say, a 3-bedroom repaint is going to be somewhere between 4 and 5 days. If we're going to be redoing your kitchen cabinets, that's about a week to a week and a half. Exterior repaints can take anything from 3 days to 2 weeks. In the end, the reason there's such variability is because it depends on the crew size that we have in your home. So based on your expectations and your needs, we're going to find our right crew for your home. Another clear example, if we were going to be doing a 12 by 12 bedroom, just the walls, we're not going to be there for more than a day. As soon as we start adding on things like ceiling and trim, dry times are going to force us to come back for a second day. And for any large home full repaints, you're looking at anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. The great news is if you're wondering how long it's going to take, that is yet again something that we can handle on our phone call. So if you picked up the phone today and called us, we can give you this information within the next hour. All right, another question people ask when it comes to timelines is how fast can you turn around from our estimate to actually get into our home? And that's a fantastic question because we have people that are realtors who are trying to sell a house. We have people that are moving into a new home and need it painted within 2 weeks. Sometimes we have people just in a pinch and they pushed it off and they need it done 2 days from now. I mean, the longer time you have, the better because it gives us optimal time to plan. But the good news is we always are growing and meeting new people to work within our business. So we have a large breadth of painters we can pull from to meet your painting calendar. So although I can't promise anything in this video, I can tell you that we do our best to try to meet people where they're at with their timelines. You can't paint kitchen cabinets. Yes, you can actually. Did you know that? So as long as your cabinets are the right substrate, which is probably 90 to 95% of the time, you actually can paint your kitchen cabinets. It might be that ugly golden oak color, or maybe it's a super dark espresso and you want to lighten up. The point is, if you hire the right painter and they use the right products and they use the right process, they're actually going to leave you with an amazing finish on your cabinets that look like they came right out of the factory. But I can't stress it enough, and this isn't just us talking ourselves up. Hire the right painter. If your painter messes up your walls in your guest bedroom, that's one thing, it's just paint. If they mess up your kitchen cabinets, that's thousands to tens of thousands of dollars in damage to one of the central aspects of your home. So hire the right painter. All right, so some clients have a really good idea of what they want their space to look like. Some others know that they don't like the current one. They just don't know where to go from there. So at Paint to Life, we offer color consultations in 2 forms. One color consultation is we come out to your house within our estimate, and we just simply kind of walk you through with a color fan deck, the options that you could do in the home, and give you our advice from the years in the industry of what you should be doing with your expectations. The other option is a paid consultation, where we come in and not only do we have our fan deck, but we also have our computer ready to make some AI generated images to give you an idea. And not only that, but we actually bring in paint samples from previous projects, about 5 different colors, to give you kind of a breadth idea of what direction you want to go with your paint colors. And that includes 3 samples that we can purchase from the store so that you can custom pick some colors and have a really good idea of what it's going to look like in your home. So a lot of people DIY their own painting projects. To that I say, go right ahead. I'd probably do the same, but I'd only do it for small projects. And that leads us to the 2 reasons you might want to hire a professional painter. Reason 1's the obvious one. Our painters are doing this all year round for years on end. So they're not only fast, but they're detailed. They know how to get the best end product out of the material that we're using for our clients. And the second reason is the timing. Did you know that a full interior repaint of, let's say, a 3,000 square foot home could take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks, with having 2 to 3 guys working 8-hour days? So if you're looking to repaint your entire house, I can tell you from the clients that I've talked to in the past, it takes them over 6 months to a year to do what they thought they could get done in 2 weeks. And if you have anything else going on, whether it's holidays, some kind of big personal event, or moving, it just isn't feasible to do the painting yourself. That's where we come in, and we would love to help you get your home back in order for you as fast as we can. All right, another question that you're going to see, whether it's on forum posts, on Reddit, or from your painter that lives down the street: can you paint brick? The answer is yes, you can. However, with a little asterisk to the answer. So you can paint brick. If it's bare brick, you want to do a couple things. You want to make sure to wash it, let it dry. You want to measure the moisture content of the brick, and then you want to prime and paint it. So it can look great. It could hold up great, but paint is known from delaminating from brick over time, or trapping moisture in and eroding the brick. We had a project we did in Bloomfield Hills over the summer that is exactly what happened. We had to come in, spot prime, spend days scraping and painting, hopefully for it to not happen again. Your best option if you want to color or tint your brick is to actually either opt for a brick stain that's going to penetrate the pores of the brick. It'll slowly fade in time, but it will not trap any moisture in. Or you want to use a paint that is specifically made for brick, like a mineral-based paint that will act very similar to stain. It will just give you a more opaque, fuller color. All right, so from my years of experience, anytime I talk to someone whose dad was a more handyman, they will always tell me, you gotta prime before painting. Is that true? Not necessarily. Most painting projects, we actually don't break out much primer. You might want to break it out for small spackling spots here and there, but the main times you want to use primer is if you have raw, unfinished wood or drywall or plaster or brick. If you are covering a stain such as a water stain or a grease stain or a Sharpie stain. If you're trying to cover an odor, maybe like cat urine or smoker's damage, or if you're looking for optimal adhesion on something. So we're always priming drywall and wood if it's bare. We're always priming those water stain spots that we see. We're always priming our kitchen cabinets so we have no grease, oil, or tannin bleed through. But 90% of the time, we're able to go after prep right into painting. Also, a common thing with priming, if you have very dark walls and you want to change the color, and sometimes I would do that, but honestly, when it comes to us, if we don't have enough primer on site, it actually makes more sense to spend a little bit more money buying an extra gallon of paint than buying a complete new gallon of primer based on the ratio of paint that you actually need. So sometimes we'll just do 3 coats of said paint rather than starting with a primer coat, because it ends up making more sense logistically. All right, that is our recap of some of our frequently asked questions. Hey, if you guys have any questions related to painting, whether it's DIY stuff or wanting to hire a painter, please leave a comment, reach out to us. Man, we do this for a living, so it's kind of a geeky, fun thing we get to do, is help people with their painting problems. And if you're looking for a painter and you're in the Metro Detroit area, we service Royal Oak, Bloomfield, Birmingham. We also service the Northville, Plymouth, Novi area. You're hearing from a Northville alum. Go Mustangs. So we're happy to help anyone out in those areas. Reach out anytime, guys. We'd love to be a part of your next painting project.